Aaron Rodgers, he thinks playing in the preseason is essentially worthless. Shady McCoy, Rodgers only played 4 games in the regular season. 4 plays. 4 plays.
It just sounds crazy, right? It makes sense, right?
In the regular season last year.
Better.
That sounds way better. But Shady, you played a lot of NFL football. You think that Rodgers should play in the preseason?
I truly do. And I get where he's coming from because I was older, right? I didn't want to play in the preseason games, but I know I needed to. And I feel like it's like a guy like him is so smart, he probably could install the offense if he wanted to for the Jets. I get all that, but I think for him, it's not about the learning part because he hasn't seen every blitz. He didn't see every coverage you can show him. It's more of you just tore your Achilles, right, last year. You coming back and you've been only in play or practice scenarios. Well, let's get into a real game where the defender is not going to slow down, right? We watched the games he did play when he did get hurt, and I feel like he should have got that ball off. Right? It's like a little cut block or something like that we were just talking about. But anyway, yeah, I'm not even get to that part. My thing with Aaron Rodgers is it's more of the physical for me. I think a guy like him who's seen it all, maybe let's test out that Achilles.
Yeah.
I mean, because you haven't really been hit yet, and you 40. This is going to be funny, but I got to be honest. I remember one time with Tom Brady, it was like a play action, right? I was in the game, and play action, and I guess the guy missed a block, and he got hit. I'm not joking. He was like, for real. And I'm like, yo, it was kind of like, what the hell is that? And then I look back and he was getting sacked. But he's like 40. And your body's different, for real though. So if I'm 28, 27, I don't want to get hit.
Yeah.
Imagine when I'm 40 years old.
It wasn't you missed the block, was it?
Nah, that wasn't me. But he was like, argh. Right? So all I'm saying is I think it's a matter of the physical part of being hit, right? Moving in the pocket, testing out that Achilles, make sure it's still legit. Because anything, it's small things in football, like a small twitch. Guys plaster in your face, you just slide to the right. Yeah. You don't know how you're going to respond. And I don't think Aaron Rodgers needs 2, 3, 4 series. Nah, maybe 1 or 2, right? It's a couple plays to get himself warmed up. But that was a funny story with Tom. He was like,
Joy, where you think, Stan, you think Rodgers should play in the preseason?
No, why not? They're going to the Super Bowl anyway.
Yeah,
right?
they are. I'm with you, Joy.
Oh.
You know, he's what, 4-time, 5, 6-time, 7-time MVP? How many MVPs?
He will be 4, going on 5.
I mean, what's he need preseason for? He already knows how to play football. Yes, obviously he should play in the preseason a little bit. Like, what do you mean? The preseason is also for all the things Shady just said. It's not just, does he think it's just about learning how to play football? No, no, he hasn't played. Really, like, he played 4 snaps last year, right? So he's like played a full game of football in almost 2 years. Maybe just out there and get a little run, my guy, because you're going to have to do it for a whole season. Just a little bit.
That's very true.
Yes.
That's very true.
You know, but what do we know? We don't know anything. You know, it's we're lucky to be here.
12 got to try itself out there. 8, my bad. 8 has to try itself out there. We've all come off of injuries before in our life, in sports. Could be a toe, could be a finger. Whatever it is, Shady.
You never had any surgery.
I'm not saying surgeries, ACL. I'm just saying.
What you said.
You have been in football games where you have not been 100%.
I just want you to be accurate, you know, because you a good guy. You smart at your stats.
No, he's almost right. I had an ACL injury.
So you had surgery.
I mean, knees is good. So this say majority of the players.
You have been in the football games to where you haven't been 100% health-wise, and you still play. That's true, right? Okay. And when that happens, when you're coming off injuries or you're not 100% in the game, it's not a physical thing. It's a mental thing.
That too.
Yep.
Ooh, coach, my ribs a little sore. I took that hit. I didn't even feel it. I'm good to go. You know what I'm saying? Aaron Rodgers, for Aaron, it's a mental thing. For you have to get out there. It might be a free rusher. It might be a blitzer. Let's get off the spot. Let's play fast. I didn't get off the spot. I got sacked. I popped up. I'm cool. My Achilles is good. I think it's mental for Aaron Rodgers right now to go in there, to let yourself know everything is good. My Achilles is 100%. I could take some of these hits. I'm seeing what's going on. And not only that, everybody is not Aaron Rodgers. Everybody is not a 20-year veteran. Garrett Wilson is another young guy. Even though he's a superstar in our league, he's a young guy. It's some linemen that are young guys. It's some running backs that are going to be on your football team that you're going to depend on that are young guys. They need to be out there with you. Hey, check down. You want me over here? You want me over there? That little small stuff in preseason games matters, even if it's for a series.
Shady, you can allude to it. James can allude to it as well. The preseason is for those moments. Obviously, Rodgers played in the preseason to some degree last year, but the preseason, like James said, it's not just about Rodgers. It's about Tyron Smith. He's played his whole career with the Dallas Cowboys. Morgan Moses, he's played with the Baltimore Ravens the last 2 years. He hasn't played with Aaron Rodgers yet. It's about making sure if you say something in the protection that means, hey, we're going to three-step drop, then Rodgers, you got to get the ball out, or lineman, hey, we're cutting, or lineman, we're not going to cut. Because I know Rodgers enough to know, even though he said three-step, and I typically might cut, he might not throw this joint in 3 steps, so I'm just going to be safe and be precautious. To me, that's why you got to play in the preseason.
And they don't know him, right? It's like, so when we go to a new team, practice is one thing.
That's it.
But in the game, when I'm in a game with you, I know what you like to do. So on a three-step drop, normally, because some linemen do that. They like to, they call it like keeping a defender off balance, right? I'm going to cut you sometimes, or I'm staying up on you. So now if I cut you on 3-step, and I know my quarterback might not get the ball out, I can't do it no more.
Yep.
You get what I'm saying? But if you've been a quarterback for 2 years or so, maybe 3 years, I know what he likes to do.
Yep.
So my thing is with A-Rod, I just want to see him out there. And then another thing you just said, now, I did get hurt. I just forgot. It's been so long since I've been hurt. You know what I'm saying? You couldn't even hit me. I'm like, Ali in the day.
It was. I don't be.
In high school, I was only like, 16? I broke my ankle, right? And then I went to prep school the next year. And I remember going on the field, I'm feeling 100%. I'm training and all that. But when I got into live drills, I practiced live drills, on certain cuts, I was gimpy, like, because I'm scared I might twist it the same way.
Exactly
so you said that about the memory part, like, and getting over that, the mental, that's a big point, James.
Yeah, you have to trust it again. But he doesn't care about that.
He doesn't, obviously.
And he certainly doesn't care about like being on the same page with his teammates, right?
I don't think
I don't know. I didn't say it, James. He said it.
I'm with you. Yeah, he going out there, though.
You think?
No,
He's not going. Oh no.
You think he's just talking?
He said that. He's not going out there. One thing about A-Rod, one thing I love about A-Rod, I gotta respect him.
I'm with you.
He keep it all the way 100, and he keeps it 100 gangster with it. When I say gangster, I mean like if he say it, he gonna do it.
That is true.
You want me to get vaccinated? What?
But at one point,
yeah, I ain't get vaccinated.
At one point, as a head coach, knowing that this
What?
is. At one point, as a head coach, knowing that if it don't go right this year, we all looking for a new job. You got to put him out there for a couple plays.
Who runs the show there?
A-Rod.
A-Rod.
We gonna find out.
I want two of my old ass teammates that can't run no more. I want them on the team.
They there.
Are they gonna start? I don't care if they start. Get them there now.
I want minicamp canceled. It's canceled. I don't want to do this. I ain't doing it. A-Rod runs that show.
I'm not going to
12 got
mandatory minutes.
8 got to try it out.
I mean, he ran Green Bay the same way. Don't act like you don't know.
We was in there in preseason. And he was, too.
Until he said, I ain't doing it no more.
What's interesting to me, though, James, and Rodgers has made this abundantly clear, Rodgers doesn't like to practice. Like, he just don't. He doesn't like unnecessary practice. OTAs, minicamp, preseason. He don't like, well, the reason I'm doing it, my brother was he's a vice president of the NFLPA back when he was playing. And he told me the story about how Aaron Rodgers flew in during the collective bargaining agreement. That's when players are trying to negotiate, we don't want to be franchise tagged. We don't want minicamp. We do want minicamp.
Yeah.
Rodgers flew in for 1 day.
Yeah.
And he flew in for 1 day to simply say, I don't want OTAs. That's why Rodgers flew in. He flew in, like, he wasn't there for all the durations of the negotiations. He flew in for 1 day to simply say, we don't need OTAs. That was his bargaining chip.
Yeah.
The owners were like, no, we're going to have OTAs. Sorry, Aaron Rodgers. As soon as my brother told me that story 2 to 3 years ago, I peeped. Anytime Aaron Rodgers don't like doing this OTAs minicamp stuff, it's not coincidence. He just don't like the unnecessary
Because
practice.
he's great.
See,
but we know that. What we don't know is if he is a great team player.
Yeah. Oh.
Right?
Oh, we know that.
Do we?
Yeah,
I mean, all his top guys said they said he's not only a great teammate. It's ain't my words, James Jones.
Here y'all go.
I'm just saying, like, I can think whatever I want. You guys all played, and you've talked extensively about how important training camp is, how important it is to get out there and get a little movement, get hit, get some action, have that anxiety of a player. Giving your teammates the opportunity to learn what you like and don't like during live action.
Yeah.
I mean, he's said very clearly
but
this is not for him.
I can understand Aaron Rodgers saying OTAs and all that. We all know OTAs. You go all the way back to install 1.
Mm-hmm.
All the way back to install 1 to do all the installs that I've been doing for the last 15 years. The only thing I will say is I was on the practice field with Aaron Rodgers, and I can't really talk about another player that really cared about practice the way 12 cared about practice. If practice,
when he cared about practice.
But I'm saying, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Training camp, when it's time to roll, when it's time to get ready for the season, in season, I've never seen nobody practice like Aaron Rodgers and care about the way we practice like Aaron Rodgers. If we were wrong on a route, we were staying after practice to make sure we wasn't wrong
James,
on that
let me
route.
ask you
Like,
this.
he wanted perfection during practice.
When are games won and lost? I remember talking
Not
to...
in OTAs.
But just tell me when. Because I remember talking to both you can talk to Olympians, you can talk to doctors. One time a doctor did like a 10-minute procedure, and she told me, she said, "You're not paying me for the 10 minutes. You paying me for all my experience. You paying me for all the years of work I done put in." When you think about the Sha'Carri Richardson winning silver at the Olympic Games, she didn't get paid by Nike for winning silver in those 10.82 seconds. She got paid for all the work that led up to winning silver. I don't think, James Jones, those 4 practices from Tuesday to Saturday are what wins a football game.
But also, it's not just for Aaron Rodgers, who is the great. There's lots of other players who do need that practice and do need that time and do need OTAs and do need to stay in shape with the team and do need to train with everybody and do need to go back to the original install. They do need that. Maybe Aaron Rodgers doesn't, but everyone on the team ain't Aaron Rodgers. And that's part of being a leader, is understanding that and getting the best out of the players who aren't 4-time league MVPs.
That's where I'm at.
There are lots of great players on that team, but everybody on the team ain't great. There's only so much great to begin with. Listen, I ain't getting excited because I don't care what the Jets do. I think it's going to turn out exactly the same it always does, because this is exactly what we're always talking about with the Jets. How can we cut corners? How can we do a little bit here and a little bit there? And I don't need this, and they're not, we could do it without that. Cool. Go do it.
Here's my other thing, and Shady, you got to speak to this, is at the point in which the Kansas City Chiefs, that have won 2 Super Bowls in a row, 3 in 4 years, are going towards a three-peat, at the point in which you look and you see them practicing, you see them playing in the preseason, how can you not? That's where I'm at in my life. If I see somebody who's greater than me doing something that I'm not doing, I got to do it.
People say he's greater than them. People say he's greater.
But nobody says Rodgers is greater than Pat. You might say he's more talented, but you don't say he's greater.
I don't say talented or greater. He's not.
So like, at the point in which Travis Kelce and Andy Reid and Pat,
but
like,
I don't see
talking OTAs.
But
no, I'm talking preseason games now.
Yeah, OTAs.
Preseason
Andy Reid don't really get like crazy in OTAs, right? He's gonna do it because it's supposed to be done. He likes everybody to be coached up. That's one thing he will do. He gonna coach you up in them type of moments, right? The younger guys or like the guys that you see potential in, but you don't see it on the field yet. OTAs, Andy Reid's gonna coach you up. That's why I always say, I don't care what Patrick Mahomes, what happens with him. He's always gonna be great and get better because he got a coach that ain't gonna let you just run the show. Now Pat gonna have his input. Travis Kelce gonna have his input, right? But you're not gonna run the show, and he's gonna always coach you up. Where Aaron, he couldn't pull that in Kansas City. He couldn't do that.
And I believe he would be a better player if he had coaches.
If he played with Andy Reid, you think he would be 19 seasons and only 1 appearance in the Super Bowl?
Correct.
Are you kidding me? Ain't that right, James Jones?
Let's get out of here, man. Get the break.
Come on, man. Come on now.
Subscribe here to get the latest from Speak, and go watch a few segments from our other shows on FS1.